Hi everyone. Today we are going to learn grid layout using JFrame, using frame. So normally how to display, you can see that how to display this kind of grids. So we learned there are three types of layouts as a popular guys are there. That is flow layout, border layout and grid layout. So how to do this grid layout? Let's have a look into the point. Okay. So Java GridLayout class. There is a class called GridLayout class is to arrange our components in a rectangular grid. Rectangular grid. So this grid layout is having constructors are there where it has a simple constructor which doesn't take any rows and columns. As per is if you don't take any row or column, the grid layout will one column per component in that way. If you are giving rows and columns, then according to your rows and columns, it will be created. And there is no gap between the components also. Now you have seen this output. No? How to bring this output? For this, now let's see how to do the coding. First point, you have to import swing. We are doing it in the JFrame. So we are using JFrame. That is lying in the package called import Java x.swing.star. Very, very important. You need to import this package. You need to import this package, then only the JFrame will get it. Otherwise, it will show you error. Okay. Second is you have to use AWT. AWT means we are using lot of things like paint, we are using graphics, we are using draw rec. These are things are lying in the AWT. So you need to bring that things. So that is second point. So since you are doing it in the JFrame, always this will run if this will go with application point. Like application since you have to write public static void main. That is necessary. There you have to create object. That object will invoke the constructor. So for a JFrame, it is good to write constructor. So public constructor you write so that when you create an object, this will be triggered. So here what you are telling, you are just simply putting the size of 500 and you are making it as a visible true. So as I told you in the previous also that what is that JFrame, you need the visibility to make it as true. It's very, very important. So next thing is I'm using a paint here. So I'm using a paint. You can see I'm using public void paint to draw the grid. I use graphics. For that, what I'm using is I use two loop, nested loop, because since it is in the row and column, the first loop signifies your rows, how many rows. And second row, this signifies each row, how many columns. So first will carry with 30, second will tell how many this. So what is that? It is signifying the X position and the Y position. So you are telling X-axis at X-axis at one point and Y-axis at this point 30, 30. That point it will draw at the width of height and width, it will give you 30, 30. So 30, 30, that's why you can see that grid space is there. It is in the form of pixel. So it will be small things, you can see that. So each row, you can see each row, it will be drawing like this and it will apply the column. So that's why you are getting like this, like each row, it will apply in the columns will be. How many rows are there? That many rows, that many columns will be formed. So that is how the grid is doing it. Now, this simply just put X. And if you want to increase, you can increase the height and width. If you can trial with the points, you can change and see that so that you can see the spaces, grids, number of grids also. All this you can see that. Now, in the main, you have what you have to do. You have to call an object. You have to create an object. How to create? What is the class name? Grid. and just give any name is equal to new grid, and you have to say, so what, when you create application equal to new grid, what happen? It will be triggering your constructor which is there, and it is setting the size and visible, and this paint is automatically called up. You don't have to call up, paint will be called up automatically. Now after that, normally in a frame, if you see in the first slide, in the frame, you cannot close the window. This window you guys see, right? This window. You cannot close when you press this one. So if you want to close this cross button, you have to write this one. What you have to write? Whichever application, JFrame application dot set default close operation. That JFrame exit on close. When you click on that crossbar, it has to close. So if you write this, it will close. That's it. So what? Let's take once again. First, when you create a JVM, it will come to your main and it will create an object. You are creating an object. That time it will be calling your constructor and it will evoke the paint also, and it does the operation. After that, it will come here, and if you click on that, it will close that. So that is how it is doing. Okay. So now let's see how to do it on the Eclipse. I have opened the Eclipse. So you have seen here. So as I told you, everything you have to, as while studying time, you make it as a package and learn it will be nice. So I'm creating a package. So many videos I showed you how to create a package. Just right click on the project, new package, create. So I'm going to give grid ex and say finish. That's it. So you see the package has been created. Now I need to create a class. Before creating the class, I need to see what is my class name. That is very important. I need to see what is my class name. So you make sure that my class is a grid. So when my class is a grid, my file name should be grid.java. So spelling mistake should not come because Java is case sensitive. So I will say grid. Just say grid. That's it. Don't .java. You don't have to put. It automatically put. Finish it up. You can see in the grid ex, it has been created a class called grid. Now what I have to do? I have to write the constructor, right? As I told you, I have to write the constructor. So how to write the constructor? So in a normal, before writing the constructor, one guy we need to extend. What is that extend? Extends JFrame. I'm going to do it in JFrame, right? So now JFrame is showing the red line. So I need to import this guy. Go there and click it. Go here and click and import. That has been imported. Now next, I need to create constructor. So how do I create constructor? A public grid. This is how I create a constructor. Then I say brackets. Then I need to say set size. In the size, how much your window should be height and width you have to tell. At the end, you have to put semicolon. Then you have to say set visible. As I told you, if you don't tell set visible, it won't become true. That window won't be visible. True, you have to write. False means no show. So then put a semicolon. That's it. Now you need to go ahead and write with the paint. Very simple I have written. That is paint I use. Public void paint. Paint is a thing which is overridden from the JFrame, where I use graphics. Graphics I use as a, this is overridden from the JFrame. So you just override, it automatically evokes this. So in that for loop for the rows, I said that is integer x equal to, I start the x with the x-axis by 30 and x less than or equal to, I use here as 300. 300. Then x plus is equal to 30. So I hope you can know, right, what is x plus equal to 30. So I written. Now I go for the columns. That also I put it as a variable for integer y. Y is equal to 30. Then y should be less than or equal to 300. Then y plus equal to 30. So this is y-axis. Y also came into the picture. Now x and y is there. Now go for g dot draw string. Draw string. You just pick up from the box, or else you just write, if you know the thing, draw string, which is nothing but draw string. Sorry, not draw string, draw rectangle. I have to use rectangle, no? So draw rect. Then you have to say x comma y comma. What is x? That x will carry on with that, and then y will bring it, and then you have to say how much height and width you have to say. 30 comma 30. I said you can change it and see that how much will come. Okay, this is it. Since it is having only one line, I'm not using any brackets here because it will come and do that. Okay, so that is enough. Now this graphics is done. Now next you can see there is a red line here. I need to import this guy also. I'm using this graphics. Okay, I imported. Now I have to go and write the main public static void main. So I'm writing this void main ARG. Any name you can give square bracket. That's it. Then you have to put the brackets. Then you have to create object. Object is grid. I say application is equal to new grid. So when I create object, automatically it triggers that constructor. Automatically that paint will do. Now, whenever I click on the cross button, it has to close. It has to close. So I use, what is my frame? Frame object is application dot. There is a function called set default close operation. You can see it has been popped up. You can select that. Close operation. What has to be close? So what have to be close? That also it is there. JFrame dot, then you will get that exit on close. You can use, there are a lot of commands are there. You can use exit on close. That's it. Enough. Control S for saving. Right click and save. Right click and run it. You can see that the grid will be coming, right? Very nice. So I showed you the grid as a pink pink color. So what you have to do is just to put your foreground. Set foreground. I use the color I use. You can use any other color also. When you pop up, you can have a lot of colors will be there. Whatever color you feel, you take. So this color will be like, color lines will be written, draw there. So now you see guys, say again, right click and say run as Java application. You see this? Literally we are getting this one, right? So this is how our grids are shown, right? Now you once again you have a look here. See this? What we have written, you see this? Correctly, the full code you see. I had created, I extended the JFrame, I created the grid, and in that I set the size, foreground, visible, and then I go for a paint, where paint is literally using nested loop, which is having the X and Y, and it uses a command called g.drawString, where it uses the X and Y, and it uses the height and weight. So when I create an object, where do I create object? It is in the main public static void main. In the main, I create object of grid. When I create object of grid, the grid constructor will be called, and the paint will automatically done, and it closes the default cross button. That's it. So hope you guys once again understood. So this is how you have to write the grid lines. This is an example for your grid lines. So you see this output, how I got it. So I hope you guys understood about your grid properly. Now, if you have any doubts or anything, you can write it on your comment section where I'll help you, like, if you have any doubts regarding this or anything, you can write comment on their comment sections so that I can help you out for each people what they wanted. Okay. So I hope you guys understood. Then that's it for the grid. Now that's it. So thank you for listening. So thank you. We'll see you on the next video. We're coming up with other videos also. So if you guys wanted any videos which you wanted to study on your colleges, schools, or anywhere, you wanted any video which I can help you out, please do tell me in your comment sections so that I can help you out. Please do like and subscribe. That will help you bring you more videos to you guys. Thank you very much.